The plans I made still have you in them, 'cause you come swimming into view, and I hang on your words like I always used to do. The words they use so lightly, I only feel for you. I only know because I carry you around in the background. Hello, Paul Top. How are you? It looks like you're the only one in here. And that's okay. I'm going to do this live stream. Leave it for the Rays because I've got this on advanced settings so that it doesn't get promoted by YouTube. I've been out here on Normandy Lake, and I've been trying to release a lot of negativity. Hello, Brenda K, Moonlight View, Just Me, Peggy 0400, Tara Dippa, Bonnie Baker, Julie Cole, T.S. Jackson 72, I Live for Now, Ellen Larson, Sandy Majors, Diane Renee McDonald, Eliza Witt. Hello. Paul was the first one on here. Hello, Paul. Paul said, I think it was just you and me. Well, I don't know about that, Paul. I was going to leave a live stream. I'm down here at Normandy, and I have to confess, I couldn't get through the corner stuff. I couldn't do it, y'all. I'm sorry. I've got too much heaviness in my heart right now. Oh, Candace and my friend Jenny, hello. I love you. I miss you. Just Me, Maggie Jane, Artie and AC, Sama Vanilla. Oh, y'all. Tara Dippa. Y'all are so sweet. Lena Howery. Edie Ruth says Pryor is grandstanding. Why is Boyce letting him do that? Well, Edie Ruth, when you don't have a defense, but you're being robust, it would seem that, I mean, I just got to tell y'all the truth. I mean, look at me, okay? I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to get all of this funk out of me. Y'all know that I take things really hard. Brenda K and Cell 82. After Chad's trial is over, could you do a discussion with Candace and my friend Jenny? Well, Candace and my friend Jenny, they kind of hung it up, but one can only hope. It's all about, praying about it, or, at least in their case, praying about it, my case, praying about it, hoping against all hope, you know. Folks, this case has ate my lunch. Back when the hussy was on trial, I was just so ready for that, and we didn't get to see her or any of the witnesses or anything, but we had worked so hard for a few years. But when I deal now with this situation with Chad Daybell and everything, y'all, these terrible thoughts go in my head. These terrible fleshly thoughts of wanting to just punch his damn lights out. And just, it's this whole thing about be angry but do not sin. And folks, I'm having a really hard time. Just Me says, I agree. It's so hard to hear the details. And listen, for all of you that have been listening to the coroner's report and all of those really gruesome things and everything, don't get me wrong. It's respectful to want to hear it all to get justice for J.J. Tiley, Tammy, Charles, and even Joe Ryan. It's respectful. I just can't do it. And it makes me ashamed that I can't. I've been trying to distract myself. I've been trying to focus on the beautiful and lovely of life. I've been watching ducks mate in the lake, believe it or not. That's some strange stuff, huh? Just the beauty of nature, going fishing. Oh, KJ's caught a mess load of fish. I love you too, Candance, and tell Jenny I love her. We definitely are. If it's God's will, we'll get together late fall. I wanna see you girls again. I want to give you a great big hug. It's hard to listen to this trial. It breaks my heart, says Chris Arnett. Seems like Chud likes the horrific details. Well, Chris Arnett, I will confess I've been going back just in order to see if there's anything I want to add to my notes by looking at Nate Eaton's updates at the end of the day. Y'all, I can't do it. I can't sit and listen to the testimony. I tried doing it at the beginning when Brenda Dye came in and everything, and everyone on Kresha K. East's Difficult Research saw me getting all angry and saying very profane and nasty things. It just wells up in there. It just makes me so mad. Edie Ruth says it's seriously driving me to insanity. Well, I'll tell you what, Edie Ruth. I'll tell you what. When you start to feel crazy or you feel like it's just weighing heavily on you, keep the center. And the center is love. Keep that love. Acknowledge that love. Acknowledge and be aware that you have love in your heart. There's no doubt in my heart and mind that the Rays, and some folk that don't consider them Rays that come on this channel, they're not in this for entertainment. They're wanting justice through understanding, or they're at least wanting to understand. You better mark it down, Candance. You better mark it down. Yes, just me. I am. I have been taking a break, but I miss all of y'all, and I miss talking to all of y'all. And y'all just kind of put me at ease about a lot of things, and I was hoping, you know how KJ always has her content, and I talk about all kinds of things. I end up deleting the videos and all this and that because, y'all, it's really about 20 or 30 people. That was the beginning of all of this. Just 20 or 30 people to help me along. I asked God for 20 or 30 people to help me get through this because I couldn't do it by myself. And I still believe to this day there are 20 or 30 people that really ultimately care, that I feel like I have a connection to. Research, analysis, and you. I'm not going to give up, and I am going to absolutely, if there's something different, something that I haven't heard, perhaps, maybe, these last couple of days where I've been MIA, that maybe some of you or perhaps the Rays could kind of give me a little comment on what has been going on, because I'd much rather hear it from you than Nate Eaton. So why don't, if something comes into your mind about the last couple of days, about what you have experienced in terms of testimony, would you share that with me, please? Please do that. Alpha Fem X-Teen, hello. I think we all needed your channel to get through this. I've learned a lot over these years. Alpha Fem X-Teen, I've learned a lot from you and everyone on here. Y'all got to understand something. How many times on the community wall I'd post something and I'd say in the little parentheses for content, I needed to know what y'all thought, what y'all felt, what was going on. And I need it now more than ever. I need y'all to step up and fill in those blanks that OKJ just ain't able to do it. Y'all, I've backslid. I've dropped the ball. Edie Ruth says, I've waited almost 5 years for this. You'd think the defense wouldn't be stupid, says Edie Ruth. Just me. I hear blah, 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 objection. Come on, y'all. I know you can reach inside of yourself. Or if you can't do that, at least off the top of your head, talk to me. Tell me, what have you been gaining here in the last couple of days? It's important to me. It is very important what each and every one of you have to say. Paul Top says justice is getting closer. K-Tech says, KJ, we're all here for each other. And K-Tech, I'm sorry that I have been absolutely, it wasn't at all. This time around is nothing like it was with the Hussey's trial. My focus was Cresha K. Easton, a difficult research. It still is. It's just, she asked me to be a moderator, and I've done what I can when I could. But folks, to moderate means I've got to listen to the testimony as it's going on. And y'all, it just weighs too heavily on me. Just Me says, phone pings and trying to blame it on Fib. The prosecution is giving the jury one piece at a time, and hopefully the jury had enough to get through it and put those pieces together, says Alpha Fem XT. Thank you, K-Tech. Julie Co says John Pryor's trying his hardest to put the blame on Melanie Gibb and David Warwick. Edie Ruth wants everyone to know I'm making plans to go out for the sentencing. Perhaps, I'm not sure, I can't speak for Cresha, but she might be there and you'll get to meet her. Wouldn't that be awesome? T.S. Jackson 72 says, I think the prosecution has gone overboard on all the death, autopsies, the MEs, the coroners, the anthropologists. It's too much for me, says T.S. Jackson 72. Folks, all I know from what I have watched, and I've also looked at Nate Eaton's when I haven't been able to watch, John Pryor is doing this circular stuff. He's trying to confuse the jurors, and that's a hallmark, y'all, believe it or not, of a robust defense. The defense wants to confuse the jury when what? John Pryor's client is guilty as hell. How about that? I have to admit, as a Welsh person, I've sworn looking at Chad dropping all sorts of bombs, how family members in phone calls to Lori, etc. don't swear, I take my hat off. Just Me says, Pryor was so ready for an afternoon break, he's fumbling. Jill Schneider says Pryor's defense. Gibb did it on the non-existent stairs with a paintball gun and was helped by a raccoon. Okay, Jill. It's the raccoon. It's the raccoon, y'all. Wouldn't that be nice, Edie Ruth? I've met Cresha, and her and Jason and their whole family are awesome. They treat you like your family. And, you know, if you're anything like me, Edith, and I know a lot of people on here, we know people. And we know whether they're being fake or whether they're being real. And Cresha is the real deal. Just Me says poke holes. Artie and AC has a good positive point to share. That Artie and AC has been gaining friends in the chat. It's been a lot of horrible and heartbreaking testimony, says K-Tech. All right, y'all, here we go. Can dancing, my friend Jenny. The forensic anthropologist for the prosecution works with the forensic anthropologist for the defense. And she states there is no difference in their report. Pryor was dumbfounded. Well, that's a great point. You know, as part of a defense strategy is to try to, you know, do what they can, as K-Tech says, poke holes in any of these experts or any of these people. And so, to bring that out, Candance, that's perfect. Artie and AC says the jury is smart. Julie Coe says, I've got my holiday booked and I can't wait. Folks, why is it that old KJ doesn't want to hear all of the gruesomeness, but I'm so ready to hear all these lies from all these cult members? It's like I'm still waiting to hear from Audrey Bartario. I wonder if she is going to testify or whether there'll be someone else. Because, y'all, it's been my experience, and I'm sure you can agree, that the state usually waits to the end, near the end of their case. And it's my understanding yesterday, the state said their witnesses are going pretty fast. So this might wrap up quicker, and then we'll get to the defense's witnesses, his experts there, John Pryor's experts. The state better be ready to rebuff that. Just Me says Lindsay's on point and running circles around Pryor. K-Tech says, I think the phone records, the texts, etc. are strong. Samantha, I guess Samantha and her husband there, what's his name? Is it Tony or... I forgot Samantha's husband's name. The Williams testimony was really damning to Chad. Yes, I went back and I listened to that recording that Samantha's husband did with Chad Daybell. He did so good. You could tell on the phone call he was trying to laugh things off and, the police, I'll just tell them, this or that, But he kept Chad and Lori talking. And did y'all notice that, this witch, she knew those children were dead, and yet she's sitting there trying to come up with all of this stuff for the reason why anything other than criminality that her and Chad have done. NF Mom says, after the trial, someone needs to send Pryor a copy of Melanie Gibbs' book, Feel the Fire, and a framed picture of the stairs in Chad's house. Sorry, Pryor's house. Right, NF Mom. Good point. Wouldn't that be neat, y'all? Let's just get real, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you right now. When she was in Lori's trial, I believe Audrey Bartario added testimony that wasn't true to try to bring down Lori. But ultimately, that offsets the fact that she was more involved. She was more involved than she let on, just as Melanie Gibb and the rest of them were more involved. Excuse me for a minute. The lights are so bright. Cell 82 says, I think David Warwick and Melanie Gibb heard what happened to JJ, but the dream was as close to the truth as they could bring themselves to say without dropping themselves in it. Melanie Pulowski is full of half-truths. Well, I'll tell you what, y'all. Melanie Pulowski calling Chad and Lori mommy and daddy, that's just about as scary and as Charles Manson-y as it gets. It's just the way it is. Well, just me when I say, when you say she lied, you're being nice. Anyone that I would call a liar is worse than calling them a MF or a shit ass or a dumbass or any foul profanity that I could make. There's two things that I can't stand. I hate liars and I hate thieves. And we've got both in this case. Hello, Kathy Mama Bear. How are you, sweetheart? How's Mr. Tom doing? I'm so glad you came by and said hi. I'm down here at Normandy Lake. I'm trying to apologize to the Rays that there's just no way that I can cover Chad Daybell's trial the way I did Hussey. Y'all, it's just weighing too heavy on me. And until I can find a way to filter through, and I've got all this other stuff on my mind. Kathy says, Mr. Tom is scarfing down a steak at the moment. Well, You would have to bring up food now, wouldn't you? I bet you make a damn good steak, Kathy Mama Bear. Lisa Taglaboo says, these people have no soul. Artie and AC says, and we got big egos that are wannabe gods. That's right. It's just, it's really sad, y'all. It is. Candace and my friend Jenny says, I think the prosecutor will layer all the evidence together, going day by day to fill in the complete story. Well, that I'm telling y'all, at the end of their case, they're going to have some blockbuster stuff. What I'm hoping for is that the state will bring in, I forgot which law enforcement official it was, whether it was FBI, I think it was, where the text about, is JJ at zero yet? And follow Amy in the light and all that. That's what, I mean, y'all, it does not matter if John Pryor pokes holes left and right. Chad Daybell in that stupid ass FBI recording that Ian did, he is in charge, y'all. That is something that I wasn't 100% sure of. We had tossed around over and over again. Who was the mastermind? Remember that? Go KJ, come up with content out the ass about it. Now I know. Chad Daybell was absolutely the one that taught them all this stuff. And yes, Lori, she added her little shit here and there so that Chad wasn't going to say nothing to her because he's crawling between them legs. Alpha Fem X-Teen says, I went through a period before Lori's trial there. I got so frustrated with all of it. I thought justice would never be served, and it made me so angry. Well, I know how you feel, Alpha Fem X-Teen. Now, back then, I didn't worry about it because Archie and Thomas did not give a robust defense. They gave the minimal amount of defense so that she could not file an appeal on ineffective assistance of counsel. So, and she didn't want it. So, if you go back and listen to her, the verdict there, and she's standing there in her stupid ass barrel rolls, what did she expect? What, divinity was going to save her? The goddess? The most beautiful woman in the world? I guarantee you. She's going to be some woman's most beautiful woman in the world in Pocatello Women's Prison. What do you think of that? Kathy Mama Bear says, hey, Candace and my friend Jenny, so good to see you. And then Kathy Mama Bear says, Alpha Fem X-Teen, I have felt that way throughout this entire thing. Text, says Candace and my friend Jenny. Y'all, that's really what nailed it all together in the Hussey's trial. And yes, we have heard some new things in this trial. And when KJ gets back at home, because I'm here for the week, and a storm's a brewing, so if somehow we get caught up, y'all, we're supposed to get a storm here. It's already starting to rain. I don't know if you can hear that. Listen. It just now started. But anyway, we will go over. KJ has been researching a lot of this before this week. This week I ain't done shit, okay? I ain't done nothing except for look at Nate eating stuff because, y'all, I can't do it. Not right now. Maybe tomorrow. But if you want to know whether KJ's going to do it tomorrow, you'll have to show up at Kresha K. Easton's of Difficult Research because that's the only place I'm going to be. K-Tech says, so Melanie Pulaski was okay with JJ being with this great new person who JJ was with. She never asked to see him? Has she ever said that Lori claimed he was with Kay? Yes, she did. They all used that excuse to get out of the fact that they knew he'd been murdered. That's what is so disingenuous, and that is what is made me so angry, is I know in my heart of hearts that they got their story down They've got their story down. And they're all following suit, and the state wants them to do that to get the big fish. But let me just be clear. Chad and Lori and Alex are not the big fish. They're all big fishes. They all need to be in prison. And I apologize, but it's raining cats and dogs out here, so if y'all can't hear my damn loud-ass voice, then oh well, I can't do nothing about it. Liza Joe says, we thought the state would grab Lori by the storm too. It never happened, unfortunately. And I heard through the comments that when they were doing the James and Elena thing, y'all, my whole RV's shaking right now. So if OKJ is taken to Kansas, like if I go over the rainbow and all that good stuff, just know OKJ's found the red ruby slippers. Because it's freaking dang storming bad here. But anyway, what I was saying is that, well, I don't know what I was saying. Because this dang storm. Look, I'm going to show y'all. I ain't shitting you. I mean, it's coming down all of a sudden. And since we got that damn tree down in our yard and everything, I'm all freaking out because I'm in this freaking damn Cracker Jack box. I'll tell you what. God be with me. I just have to accept that. Justice will definitely be served on Chad. We may not get the death penalty, but Chubbs is going away for life. The best justice comes when those two stand before the real judge. Amen. God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. I will, y'all. I'll be safe. Cell 82 says, love the sound of rain. Being Welsh, we don't hear much else. Beach Lady says, we'll follow the yellow brick road and come get you. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. I'm far from a Dorothy, I can tell you that, but I sure do love little puppy dogs like Toto. When I was a little girl, when that woman took Toto and he jumped out of her little basket there and ran home to Dorothy, I was so happy. I was so afraid old Toto was going to get hurt. Thank you, Angela. Wayne's not here. Wayne won't get in. I mean, he can't take a week off. He's got to go. He's got all these job sites and all these other things. He'll come in later on tonight. Well, thank you, Rebecca. I bet you're cute too. Hey, Fancy Nancy. Fancy Nancy, that we had some people come in and get it all cleared up for us. And then we left for the lake. Oh, God, y'all. Look at this. Look. I'm going to tell you what. If I died today, I know where I'm going. And I'll meet many of you there. How about that? That is something I know over anything else. 100% my heart of hearts. Well, thank you, Wanda Jackson. Cell 82 says, may have to change your channel to KJ and the Munchkins. Well, I'm only 5'4". Denise Gray says, I love a good storm. It's so peaceful. Okay. All right. RJ Lame says, amen, KJ. Amen, says Lisa Taglaboo. Carrie Mack says, wow. Oh, Lord, the whole damn RV's shaking on me, y'all. Y'all might see my end right now. I shit you not. It's like going like this right now. Oh. Fancy Nancy says, that looks like Texas. Our beach vacation is flooding too. Can't wait to finally meet you in heaven years from now. Okay, Fancy Nancy, I'll take your word for it. T.S. Jackson 72 says, won't it be wonderful there? We won't ever have to worry about nothing or no one. Ever again. Never, ever, ever. And that mom says, I quit camping when we moved to Wyoming, drove about 3 miles from my house, and there were be bear aware as you drove towards Fremont Lake Campground. Well, OKJ packs everywhere I go. And that mom. I carry concealed. I have a license. OKJ's old country girl. You know, I carry a little 380. Leah, no. When you say, can we still talk crap about Chad when we get there? No. You know why? Because we're going to be in the presence of God, and nothing that, even the most important thing you can think of in this life, it's nothing. And Fancy Nancy says, Leah, we won't even want to. Hi, Carolyn A. Leah says, ha, I was just kidding. I know, you was being facetious, wasn't you, Leah? I don't know if it's Lee or Leah, so please forgive me. I figured I might as well have a cigarette before I die. Oh. So, to all of you Rays out there, I want you to know that I truly apologize that I haven't been able to come to you as much as I wanted to. But I'm thinking of you every single day, and at least by Friday and over the weekend. OKJ's going to try to get my thinking cap back on straight. Folks, people have been telling me for years and years and years that I'm an empath, and I don't believe any of that. But when things start to get on me, it starts to get on me, and I got to filter it right on through. Moonlight View says, I love the rain, and KJ2 in the chat. Well, we love you too, Moonlight View. RJ Lame says, smoke them if you got them. Love you, KJ. Love you too. Well, Denise, when you say I've been waiting for your wisdom and humor, I've been waiting for your wisdom and humor. I've been waiting for the Rays on here to update me. My God, it's like a freaking tsunami out there. Did y'all hear that? Kathy says, do what you need to do for you. We aren't going anywhere, my friend. And you know what, Kathy Mama Bear? You've always been a woman of your word. I've always felt a deep in my heart, a connection with you. I'll never stop. I know deep in my heart that you're a woman who deserves all the love in the world. And so does Mr. Tom. So quit chasing him around the house, Kathy Mama Bear, and trying to flirt with him. I'll say it like that. How about that? And that mom says, wouldn't it be great if we got a verdict on the Friday before Father's Day? Well, Kathy Mama Bear, you're not supposed to cry unless it's tears of joy. OKJ wants everyone to know that, y'all, we're here. We're here with our hearts open for the victims' family members. We care. There's nothing that Cresha or her family, if they were to call Wayne or me or even text us or whatever and say, I need this. If it's within us to be able to do it, we would do it immediately, no question. There's nothing we wouldn't do for these victims' family members. I've tried my very best over the last 4 years to do everything that I possibly can do, and I will continue. Kathy says, tears of joy. I love you so much, KJ. Friends, sisters for life. I better always have my sister, Kathy, Mama Bear. God help us all. I don't know what that was. Oh, I think I know what it is. Hold on a minute, y'all. I gotta let the awning in. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Gotta let the awning in. Oh, dear Jesus, don't tear it up. It's brand new. All right, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all, but I had to let the awning in. It's like a freaking $2,000 awning. It could have just been ripped right off the freaking dang camper there, but I wasn't smart enough to dang get it taken care of. Leah says, this could be a commercial for that camper manufacturer. So, folks, do you want an RV? Well, let me just tell you, here at KJ RVs International, make sure you don't go down to a lake where it's going to be like a Tusami. And do not, absolutely do not leave your awning out, because if it does, it's going to be ripped off like a piece of toilet paper, and it's going to fly through the air along with everything else. Here at KJ's RV International, if you're going to be caught in the storm, you better get used to the fact that you're going to end up on the ceiling when that thing starts rolling down the hill. It is fancy, Nancy. I'm not trying to blow this up. I'm looking out the window right now. I think it's past us, though, y'all. Thank God I wasn't out on the boat. Moonlight View says, you adopted us and we adopted you, KJ. Well, I'll tell you what, all of you will always be family to me. I love you deeply with all my heart. And it's just, that's a blessing in and of itself. To know that if we're having to deal with all this crazy ass stuff out here that goes on in this world with this case and everything else, that there are good hearted people to be there to tap OKJ on the shoulder to say, you know what, it's gonna be okay. This too shall pass, just as the storms of life. Oh, Chatty Boy, what was it I heard in the comments? I got sidetracked, y'all, where he smiled or something in court when the guy on the stand said that the storm was another name for his penis. Well, they should have. They should have said it's nothing more than a damn gherkin. That it's nothing more than a damn little itty bitty pickle. It's a little pickle. It's so little that you gotta freaking get a microscope. You got the hussy who's a big black hole, who he's jumping in there, and the bottom line is she faked your orgasms. She made him think he had a great big one, okay? Moonlight View says microscopic. K-Tech says I love and cherish all the rays. M says that hussy. OMG. OMG. Love you too, Teresa Moore. Hi, M. Jill Snyder says, ew, KJ, don't use the word storm. Folks, just because that damn asshole used that word for it. A storm. How about this? A storm goes through, topples trees and all of this, but at the same time, it's nature's way of pruning the dead branches off of trees. Storms are important in the ecological system and our world and nature. And I'm not going to let him ruin that for me. Nobody likes a storm, but without storms, we wouldn't have the sunshine to appreciate. Moonlight View says, and tiny little hands, soft and demure. Oh. Leah says 2 inches maybe. 2 inches maybe. At full attention, right, Lee? MM goes, gross. Sorry. Couldn't help it. I went there. I'll change the subject now. So, let's get back to this week's testimony. I want to know what y'all are going to come to me on this channel and tell me was something that you thought was interesting, something that you thought was important in this case. Come on, y'all. You can't sit there and say, I mean, I understand some of y'all have listened to every single word of this trial as it's going on. Okay, Jay can't do it. You're stronger than me. But surely you can pick out some things. T.S. Jackson 72 says soft and sweaty. Teresa Moore says today's medical examiner. No, okay. Well, what about it, Teresa? I need to hear it. Because all I'm going to be doing is looking at Nate Eaton. And I'd rather hear it from you, Teresa. Cell 82 says, I doubt Chad could bend a blade of grass with a fart, let alone do anything with this storm. Oh, gosh. Oh, Carrie Mack says, it's all important. I'm curious to see who speaks for Chin. Oh, so Teresa Moore says, in her opinion, it sealed the deal. Hi, Kim Nix. Kathy Mama Bear says, today's ME was amazing, and she took no crap from Pryor. Teresa Moore says, when Pryor tried to throw monkey wrenches, and she kept putting him in his place. Beach Lady says, we heard about a text. Hold on. We heard about a text about Melanie Gibb DeLaury from The Nightmare of David Warwick. That was interesting. I'm gonna have to look that one up, Beach Lady. Was this the one where no, it was Lori texted Melanie Gibb and said, I'll be there soon. JJ's almost asleep. Is that one you're talking about? Fancy Nancy says, there is so much, but the expert that found the accelerant of Tyler's remains, I'm just in awe of the updated science and experts. Okay. Yeah, it was my understanding that, was it yesterday or was it today? Well, it couldn't be today. Yesterday, he said that there was gasoline. It was gasoline. That was the accelerant. Oh, really, RJ Lane? Today we got to hear David Warwick's dream in a text. Wow, I didn't know this. So it wasn't just he had a nightmare? We got to hear about it? Really? Carrie Beck and Kathy Mama Bear? It's the one about David Warwick's nightmare. I'm going to have to look that one up, y'all. Remember, I've been coming to y'all all this time with content and everything. Sometimes I need help. And the Rays have always stepped up time and time again. Maybe David is a psychic, says Carrie Mack. The tool with the DNA evidence was solid. Okay. K-Tech. No, says Beach Lady. Melanie Gibb was telling Lori about his nightmare. Really? Teresa Moore's reading the room. I find it interesting that Pryor isn't sitting so close to Chad anymore. I know in the East Idaho News chat we were trying to figure out where Tylee was unalive. Like, did it happen somewhere else and they drove her to Chad's, or did it happen at Chad's? Wow. Beach Lady said there was an objection and Pryor moved on. Cell 82 says, I've recently listened to Heather Daybell's interviews she gave after her testimony. I think she's lucky to be alive herself. NF Mom says, to me, John Pryor's tone with some of these witnesses is so disrespectful. It's like he thinks they are stupid or they have no clue as to what they're doing. Cell 82 says interviews she did a while ago, not literally after her testimony. Sorry if I was confusing that, says Cell 82. Well, I did not know. I mean, it was a text message that Melanie Gibbs sent to Lori or to Chad about David Warwick's nightmare. Leah says Pryor seemed to be running out of steam today. Wish Dream Wish said, is Ian and Melanie still together? Yes. Yes. I think they've got 2 children with each other right now, I think. Kathy Mama Bear says Melanie Gibbs sent to Lorhor. Okay. All right, I've got to check that out. I'm going to come up with something for that because I didn't, I'm all for talking about this new stuff and creating content, but all this other stuff, I can't go over the desecration of the children's remains and how it looked and what they're saying and the coroner and the medical examiner and all of that stuff. I just can't do it, y'all. I can't. Beach Lady says, think it was to Lori. She was telling, Melanie Gibb was telling her how upset David was. Did in the text message, did Melanie Gibb talk about what David Warwick's nightmare was? Or was she just saying David Warwick had a nightmare? Joy Hill says Chad is sad and mad, too bad. Wish Dream Wish says, why did she not get mad at him for recording their call with Chad and Lori and Ian? Well, I guess because she was up shit creek without a paddle, and remember, she said it in that FBI recording, I live in a dumpster with Ian. She ain't had nowhere to go. She right now, she better be glad she's got Ian. Melanie Gibbs sent it to Chad and Lori, but they read Melanie Gibbs' text about the nightmare to Lori. I was appalled that Chud said his sister-in-law wasn't welcome to come to Idaho. The prosecution objected and asked a question before the judge ruled. She gave him the date. Judge Boyce smiled. You're kidding me, Beach Lady. It goes into detail about his nightmare. I've got to check that out. He was seeing people hurt, and he couldn't do anything to help them. Was having pain in his stomach and feet, says Beach Lady. Wow. And Pryor objected to that, Fancy Nancy? We get some thunder and lightning over here, folks. I feel that Chad is already done for, says Sandy Toon. I love the sound of the rain. Beach Lady said no. Blake objected. Well, I'll tell you what, wish, dream, wish. When you say Chad Storm is coming, I'll tell you what, he ain't coming here. I'll chop that little itty bitty thing off and shove it in his ear. How about that? Chad Daybell, him and his, what y'all call the demure hands. I'm sure he's used his hands plenty of time on himself. When she gave the date right back at Pryor, that was funny. Even Boyce smiled. Oh, okay. Well, the jury trusts Pryor less given he hammered on about there being no upstairs, then turns out several others have proven him wrong. It would make me think, do I trust him? Well, Cell 82, I can tell you this right now. The jury members, common sense, they know that John Pryor's there to defend his client, whether he's guilty or not. Beach Lady says, Pryor may come back to it, though. I'm hoping he does so I can see it again and process it. Leah says, Chad Storm would only require one of those little umbrellas they put in fruity drinks. Don't ruin it for me, Leah. I love the little umbrellas that go in the fruity drinks. Don't ruin it. I'll never think the same again. No. You know, I'm having a storm over here, y'all, but I'm not thinking of Chad's little itty bitty gherkin when I say the word storm. Because I'm not going to have him ruin it for old KJ. You don't have to be sorry, Leah. Poor Judge Boyce already knows the horrific details and how his goddess responded in the end. So sad for the family, says Carrie Mack, and I can't wait when Judge Boyce pronounces his sentence and goes into his spiel about Chad Daybell. Remember how he did with the hussy? Talking about, you went down the religious rabbit hole and apparently you're still there. He went off the deep end with the hussy. I hope he goes off the deep end with Chad Daybell. Mr. Gherkin, says Moonlight View. So I will, y'all. I will get caught up on everything. I want to thank y'all for being patient with old KJ and understanding. I'm just an old country girl. Things hit me the wrong way from time to time. I just want you to know that I love you all. And RJ Lame says, no matter how much dust Pryor kicks up, he hasn't moved the needle of justice at all. Great comment. Jill Schneider says, I won't be using the word storm for a while. From now on, they are weather disturbances. Moonlight View says, Leah, you want to talk about little umbrellas in the drinks? Well, the little plastic swords are off limits. Wish, dream, wish. What people are next to go on the stand? Well, I'm hoping that Audrey Baratario will go on the stand. We do know, y'all, I'm positive that when John Pryor starts laying out his defense, he's going to call Melanie Gibb and Melanie Pulaski. And at least Melanie Gibb. I know for a fact I know it, y'all. And he's going to confront her in front of the jury about the 7 gatherers. Because Zulema blew her and Melanie Pulaski out of the water because Zulema said they did know who the 7 gatherers were. And that's just a tiny little smidgen of the lying ass Melanie Gibb. She's a liar. And the state rolled the dice about it. So should anybody be up in arms at all that John Pryor's trying to lay at Melanie Gibbs' lap? The state wants her there. The state wants her to be one of their star witnesses. Well, they can deal with it. Okay, that's what, yeah, Melanie Pulaski's off her subpoena. Well, you know, Kathy, he's going to call Melanie Gibb. Miss you too, RJ Lame. Yes, he has, Carrie back. John Pryor has been talking about Melanie Gibb the whole time. And let me just wrap this up, y'all, because I wanted to get with y'all and let you know that, OKJ, yes, I'm a little behind on the times. Too tender-hearted, I think. I don't want to hear some of this testimony. And I appreciate y'all being patient with me. I love you all. We'll get back together soon. KJ's been thinking of some really good skits. When I get back to feeling 100%, I'll lay them out there. Y'all know I will, because I want to see a smile. I want to lighten things a little, although it's very hard to do in this tragic case. But OKJ has no problem at all talking about these stupid-ass people that want to ruin lives. Might as well make fun of them, right? RJ Lame says, I think the state is going to wrap up soon. I think by the end of the week, y'all, we're going to hear some more blockbuster stuff. Please leave it in the rewatch. Anything that you found new that we didn't hear in Ocean's Trial, so that I can look at your comment and go and research it and figure out what all that was and go back to whatever it was so that I can get up to speed. Thank y'all so much for being here. I love you all. I'm thinking of you every day. Know that KJ is absolutely going to get some justice through understanding with the help of all the rays on here. So take care. See you at Kresha K. East's Difficult Research if I can make it, because as long as there's this testimony going on about MEs and all this and that, y'all, I just can't do it. I'm not going to do it. It's just too heavy on me. But I love you all. And hello, Heidi's Mind. Leave your comments on the rewatch. Help OKJ get up to speed, okay? I'm just asking for help. That's all I'm doing. So take care of yourself. Know that I'm thinking of you. And keep on looking.